Hello guys, welcome to this new video tutorial. So in a last video tutorial we guys have seen one coding question, that is what find number, what is their logic and how we can able to evaluate this logic in a format of a Python code. So as far as the comments and the response I got received, so you guys want me to write a code either at the two different programming and along with more than one approaches. So the same thing here for this question we guys are going to do. Okay, this question of the name as lettered sum, so you guys can see this is a name of the question, lettered sum. This question came in Accenture coding round, and in this questions we have some inputs also, you guys can see. So there are some assumptions, there are some nodes, again we have some inputs, and depends on the inputs we have to form the output. So we have two sample test cases, and on the same behalf we guys are going to write with the code. And definitely all these codes are there in a format of some inbuilt code, but we are going to write it from scratch. We will create a function and there itself we are going to run with that block. So let us begin the same here. So in the problem statement they have given, we are having a function called as lettered number sum. So you guys can see here, let me just highlight this. So this is a function we will have. Okay, that is not a point. Okay, here we are, I guess, to match with the background. Yeah, so lettered number sum, this functions we needs to be create, and in this function as far as the concern, it returns with the integer value, and it has two arguments, well as it's written in C or a C++ in Java. So it is going to like take the two argument, but when it is coming to Python, only string as a argument we guys are going to take. So what this function says, this function accept the str as a string one in case of Python of its arguments, and we have to implement the function, okay, which returns the sum of number equivalent to each letter in the given string. So each letter in the given string, which means the string should be in a format of A to G. You guys can see here. Okay, so they mention some assumptions also. So the number of equivalents are as follows. Okay, let us just scroll it down so we can get that idea. What are the assumptions we will have? So here we have the assumptions like for A, okay, all letters are in capital format. As they mentioned, the string contains only uppercase letters. So for A we have the value of 10, for B we have the value of 10, for C is 100, for D is 1000, for E is 10,000, for F is 1 lakh, and for G is 10 lakhs. So these assumptions we have to be considered, and with respect to these assumptions we have to add the value, we have to sum all these characters. Okay, likewise in the example they have mentioned right there. Let us check the example we will have. What is the example we will have? So we have input. What we have input, that is what D, okay, capital D, again C, C, B, A. Well, what should be the answer for the same? Okay, answer written as 1212. So how this answer is get evaluated here, let us cross check. So if we have a D, which means it is going to be returns with the value of 1000. So if we have a D, that means for the D I am going to add the 1000 value over to here, like 1000. Then plus for the C I have to add again 100. Okay, one more C, so I am going to add again 100. So one more B, okay, B is what here in this case is 10. Again A, that is what 1. Again A, that is what 1. Now you guys can add them together. So 1000 plus 100, that is 1100. Then again 1100 plus 100, 1200. Then 1210, and this plus 2, that becomes 1212 right there. And this is how the output that we guys are going to be followed with, which means the string is going to be given as per the problem statement we guys can see. Okay, this string is going to be given to our function, and then we have to add them together. But the first and most important thing that we have to do is these assumptions. Well, these assumptions in a Python programming we can easily going to be segregate by writing the dictionary values. What I'm going to do in a Python function, so first I'm going to create a dictionary where for each and every character of this I'm going to add these values. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to iterate over the string, and if the string matches with this given character, I will add that value in my result set, and then I'm going to return that result sets right there. So let us run this code and check this done, like how this code is going to be work. So to write this code in, first I'm going to write the code in Python programming. So I'm going to open the IDE. So here itself, right, so put it here and we are going to create a new file. Okay, in a last session I guess we have created some Accenture fine number. Okay, same code I'm going to change here. So as per the problem statement, I have to create a function. Okay, what is the function name? Let me check. The function name is what? Lettered number sum. Okay, lettered number sum, and which has one string as argument, so I'm going to take str1. Okay, we will write this code later. First we will write the inputting and as well as the outputting, so that we can able to print that results easily, and then we will get back to the logic. So let us here first write the inputting. So as per the inputting concern, what we guys needs to do is we have to take one string as a value from the keyboard. So I'm going to take that as a str1, as it's a string input. I'm directly going to say as a input, and then I'm going to pass this value to the lettered sum, but from the lettered number sum function we are going to return the integer value also, that I'm going to store it in a result. If you don't know how to call the returning value functions, you can get back to our YouTube channel, search for the Python playlist, and there in a functions I have mentioned all these details. You can just check out and then get back here to understood this problem. So I'm going to create a result variable to store the result after calling this function. So I'm going to call this lettered number sum, and here that string I'm going to pass, and once I received the results in a result variable, then I'm going to print that result over to here. So this is a skeleton that may be given in a problem statement. Now we have to implement this lettered number sum. So how we guys are going to be implement the lettered number sum? The first thing I'm going to do is the assumptions, as they have given for A, for B, for C, for D, for E, and for F, and for G also. So first thing that I need to do is I have to provide the assumptions. Well, these assumptions I'm going to make it using the dictionary. So for this I'm going to create a dictionary called as, let us say any of the name we can take it. So let us say data. Okay, so this is a dictionary I'm going to create. So dictionary can be created by using opening and closing curly bracket. If you don't know about dictionary, again you can go to the Python playlist, and there itself you guys can check out how the dictionary is going to create and what are the functions of dictionary and what is it exactly. Well, so I'm going to first create the assumption all letters are capital. So here it must be put all the letters along with the value in a capital format. So here I guess say A. Okay, for the A assumption is what? 1. Okay, for the B assumption is what? 10. Okay, for the C assumption is I guess 100. For the D assumption is 1000. Okay, for the E assumption is 10,000. Okay, for the F, the assumption, okay, F is a character, so I'm going to write it like this. The assumption is 1 lakh. And for the G, the assumption is 10 lakhs. Right. Now we have first concluded with the assumptions. Now in the next step, what we guys are going to do here in the function, I have to iterate each and every character of the string. So I'm going to take a character and I will compare that character with the dictionary values, and whatever the result of that character is going to have, I am going to add it to the result. So what I'm going to do first is, as this is the addition operation, I'm going to store my results equals to 0, because any number adding to 0 doesn't change the answer. So next to that, I have to iterate all the characters. So I'm going to say for character in that string. Okay, so as this character must be available from the dictionary assumptions, so what I'm going to do next is, I just wanted to iterate the value or take the value of that character from the dictionary and add it to the result. So I'm going to say result plus equals to that data of ch. Well, this ch at a runtime must be either capital A or a B or a C or a D or a E or a F or a G, whatever we have assumed here. So in this, using the for loop, we guys are going to calculate our result, and once the result is getting calculated, I will close the for, and inside the function I am going to return the value. Now let us check with this how does it is going to be work. So the first input that we will have here is capital D double C B double A. So let us provide this input here. So I'm going to run the function. So I have to provide input capital D double C B double A. So the result of this is 12 12. So let us check. Yeah, we have result, get the same results right there. Again, let us cross check this second input right there. So in the second input, what we will have is, okay, let us check here. That is what we will have, G B C E. Okay, let us check with that. Let me run this. Okay, we will have G B C E, and for the G B C E the result is 10 10 11 0. Let us cross check here. Yeah, we have the same results. So this is how we guys can solve this problem statement of lettered number, where some assumptions we guys have taken in a Python program in a dictionary format. Well, if I wanted to solve this question again either in C or C++ or in Java, I can follow one more approach, because when it is coming to C, we don't have dictionary. Well, in C++ and Java we have the concept of hash map, or we can create the mapping there and we can add them. But if we don't want to use any high level data structure and you want to write a code in pure control structure format, well, in that case also going to be possible. So to demonstrate that, I will be prefer here Java programming language, and without using any high level data structure we will try to get them solved. So I guess I have installed the Java in my system. Let me check whether the Java is installed or not. Yeah, Java is installed in my system. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to write the same skeleton first in a Java structure. So I have to take one input of the string, then the lettered number sum I need to call, and I have to print their results also. But in Java it must be a static, or it must be a non-static also, depends on this, we have to make them call. So I'm going to write all this code in a notepad here. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a public class. So the public class, that should be the name of file, and I'm going to put it as lettered number sum. So in a public class I needs to create a main method, that is what public static void main string arguments. And here the first thing I'm going to do is a input. Now to import all these things, I have to import a package, import java.util.scanner, and I'm going to create an object of the scanner right here. So scanner, let us say input is the object, equal to new scanner, and I'm going to input it from system.in. Now what I'm going to do next is I have to create a string. So I'm going to create a string here. Okay, string of the name is str1. So first I'm going to input that. So let us input the string. So string1 equals to input dot next line. Okay, you can use the next function also, because our string, whatever we are going to provide, we have assumed that there is no space into the string itself. So either you can use the next method or a next line method, and then we are going to create one public method or a static method that going to be called inside the main function, because the static can call only the static method right there. So I'm going to say static that returns the integer value, and the method name, let us say task. Here I'm not putting the latent number sum because I have already put out there, or else we can do one thing. Instead of this class, I'm going to write solution. That is what the standard class in IDL is, and here I'm going to write letter number sum and having one string as a argument, right? Now again the same approach I am going to be followed, but I'm not going to create any hash map or something. Instead of that, I'm going to write a code using else if ladder statement. Okay, see how it would be. So as it's going to returns the integer value, so first I'm going to do results equals to 0, and that same results I'm going to return out from here. So I have to iterate a character. Now to iterate a character from the Java programming, what we guys are going to do is simply in a format of that code, we are going to iterate that string. Okay, to iterate this string in Java, again we requires a for loop, and we are going to write it like this: for integer I equals to 0, I is less than the length of the string. So length of the string in Java is going to returns simply using a one single method of the length. So I'm going to say I is less than the string one dot length function and I plus plus. Well, next to that, what we guys are going to do here is we are going to take the character from that respective index, and that is going to return by the method called as char at. Okay, so that character first I'm going to initialize here. Let us say ch equals to string1 dot char at function of I. So it is going to return a character. Well, if this character, now we have to check with the characters, if this character is equals to capital A, then what I need to do, I have to add to the result as result plus equals to 1. Okay, again, else if the character is equals to B, so I'm going to add, okay, let me write the semicolon, that is mandatory in Java. So result plus equals to 10. Okay, again a semicolon is left, let me write them. So again, else if the choice equals to capital C, so again result plus equals to 100. So again, else if the choice equals to capital D, then the result plus equals to what? 1000. Again, else if the choice equals to capital E, so we can say result plus equals to 10,000. So again, else if the choice equals to capital F, then the result plus equals to what? 1 lakh. And the else if the choice equals to G, well, in that case result plus equals to 10 lakhs. Okay, you guys cannot able to add the else block, because on a specific block of a conditions only we have to add these values, like when we will have A, when we will have B, when we will have C, D. So if there is other code or other character is there, so that else block is going to be considered, and it will ultimately going to add that value over to there. So we don't want to do that. So simply in a else if ladder format we are going to write with the code, and next to this we are going to return that results over to here. Now the one thing that we need to do is I have to save this file using the solution.java. So let me save this file to run. So I'm going to save it in a desktop as solution.java. Let me select to the all files. Alright, and one more thing that we have to do is we have to call the functions inside the main, and we have to print the value. So I'm going to say is a integer results equals to letter number sum, and that string I am going to pass, and then we are going to print the value system.out.println as result. Now let us work with this. So I'm going to save the file. So through the command prompt I'm going to write with the code. So here we are. So let me just raise up the font of this command prompt. Let us put it to the 24. Yeah, I hope is this visible. Let me just first clear the screen. Let me get to the desktop. All right, so here we are. So let me first compile the file javac solutions.java. So if there is any error, yes, we have a error. We have not provide a semicolon right there. So let me do it one more time. Again compile. Okay, one more error we will have, that is char at. I have written a chat at. Okay, so let me do it char at. All right, so again recompile. Fine. So we don't have error. So let us recompile. All right, let us run the code. So to run java solutions. Okay, let us run the file. So here we have to provide the input. What must be the input first? Let us check here. Capital D C C B A A. So capital D C C B A A, and the result must be what? 1212. Yes, it returns the same value. Now let us check here for GBCE. Okay, now I am going to run it one more time, and GBCE, and for GBCE 10 10 11 0, that is what the same result does it returns with. So this is how, using the Java programming and without using any high level data structure also, we guys can able to create that code right there. So if you wanted to follow with the C syntax or C++ syntax, you guys can try at your side. If you face any difficulty while understanding the problem or writing the code, please put there in a comment section. Stay tuned for the next coding question evaluation. Thanks for watching this video. Do share, do like, do subscribe to our channel.